is Samir here from Bonito Designs. Today we are going to talk about base material for your interiors, and I'm strictly talking about panel based materials, not about the solid wood. So whoever is watching for the solid wood, probably they can skip this video. So I have a lot of base materials over here, which are all panel based, and they are in the order of their durability and strength. I'm going to start with the particle board. A particle board is basically a compressed version of chip particles, and this particular chip flakes are made up of a type of wood which are basically found in plantations wherein a lot of trees are grown for a term of about 3 to 5 years, and these are specifically made. These trees are specifically grown for the purpose of making panel based sheets. So this particular sheet as such is the most economical in the entire raw materials range, and in India you would get a raw particle board wherein you don't have decor on both the sides for probably around 30 to 35 bucks per SFT for an 18 mm thick sheet. But in case of pre-lam particle board, the piece that I'm holding currently is something where you have the decoration done on both the ends. Inside you will probably have either ivory or white, and on the other end you have a decorated sheet. So this one should cost you about 45 to 50 bucks a square feet, and these are quite solid in terms of the strength and weight bearing capacity. But when it comes to resisting moisture, these are really bad. So if you're planning to use this anywhere in the places of kitchen or wherever where you can find moisture, you should probably avoid it. Given the fact that it's very economical, you can go for this base material if you are looking at interiors that you are probably planning to renovate in the couple of in a term period of maybe 2 to 3 years, because you would get the entire interiors done probably in the range of 1/3 of the cost that you end up spending on a plywood or similar type of material. So that's about particle board. You know where to use it. If you're looking for the interiors for 2 to 3 years, you can go for this, but do not go for particle board if you're doing kitchen. Next up is MDF. So this is medium density fiber board wherein the particles are stuck together with high tensile strength glue, and these sheets are available in a variety of thickness. The best part about MDF is its surface, which is quite linear and smooth. So this particular raw materials can be used in places where you want high glossy finish, be it the PU coat or the Duco finish, or even glossy laminates or glossy decor of any kind. You can go for this material. You can in fact use this along with a combination of plywood or blockwood to achieve both durability as well as good looks. MDF generally costs about 50 to 55 rupees per SFT for a 18 mm thick sheet in India as of now. I'm talking about simply raw MDF. In case of raw MDF, you have to get it decorated on both the ends, which adds additional cost. In that place is where we have pre-laminated MDF. So this is basically MDF sheet which comes decorated on both the ends. Inside, here it is bevel beach, but usually you have either ivory or white. On the other end you might have a different decor. It can be a matte finish or it can be a glossy finish. So when you're talking about using MDF pre-laminated, you can use it for wardrobes, you can use it for kitchen shutters, but not kitchen boxes. But do keep in mind that this is not as bad as particle board in terms of resisting moisture, but neither are they so good when it comes to resisting moisture or being moisture proof. So you can use this for the shutters wherein you need a lot of good looks, but the bad thing about MDF is it starts to sag if you are using this for the in places wherein you are going to put something heavy. For example, if you are using this as shelves inside your cupboard or inside your kitchen or any place where you have a length of more than say 2 feet or 2.5 feet, then this particular item starts to sag. These are best used in shutters, in ledges or in pigeonholes wherein you need a decoration on both the sides. That's where this must be used. The price range for a pre-laminated board is somewhere around 60 to 65. Next up in the raw materials is something called HDF or high density fiber board. This is also waterproof, by the way. They call it waterproof, and this is supposed to withstand about 48 hours of boiling water. So this comes pretty expensive when you talk about different raw materials. And in this case, HDF, which has been formed with using the glues that are basically waterproof, and then you have lamination on both the sides. You most probably will get this as a pre-lam board itself. These are really good for the kitchen use. If you are going for a kitchen wherein you have glossy shutters, or for wardrobes wherein you have glossy shutters, or even matte for that matter, you can go for this HDF. Best place for using HDF or waterproof MDF is your kitchen shutters. Apart from that, I don't think it is much of a use in wardrobes or any other general furniture which are not exposed to moisture. Next in our raw material study is the plywood. Again, when we get into plywood, there are a lot of clients who come to us. There are a lot of people who come to us who keep saying there is this grade, that grade, waterproof, water resistant, commercial, termite proof, borer proof, blah 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 blah. The list goes on. If you start studying about all of these materials, you will never end up doing your interiors. The baseline is very simple. Go for a plywood which is commercial grade, which has ISI mark, and then which is basically in the price range of 60 and up to 85 rupees for wardrobes or any other general furniture inside your home which are not exposed to water or moisture. Now this particular plywood is, as you know, the construction of the material is made up of veneer sheets which are stuck together with glue. These commercial boards are already treated for termites and borers, so you don't have a chance wherein these get infested by any of those. The problem with plywood is it has this nature wherein it starts to bend when it is laminated. Now the thing is, it is consistent across the entire industry. It's not something that might be happening just to you, but it is in the very nature of the sheet. So when you are laminating any plywood, if you are using maybe 1 mm or 1.3 mm of laminate on one side and maybe 0.6 or 0.8 laminate on the other side, because of the thickness of these decor sheets, it usually starts to bend, because 1 mm sheet pulls stronger, but the pull of 0.8 mm is a little bit weak. So that's the reason why you have this bending. So there's not much you can do to avoid it. A bending of about 5 mm is pretty common in case of plywood. But on the contrary, the benefits that you get out of the strength and durability is far more compared to any of the materials like MDF or particle board for that matter. So usage of plywood is best in case of even kitchen shutters, kitchen top cabinets. In fact, you don't have to go for waterproof in kitchen top cabinets. You can get it made completely out of commercial plywood. And then wardrobe, study tables, even modular beds or any of those, go for commercial plywood. The cost will be definitely comparatively higher compared to MDF or particle board, but it's worth it. Next up in our list is the Blockwood. Oh sorry, I forgot to mention one thing about plywood. There's one drawback with the plywood. The reason is since these are highly compressed sheet of veneer, there's very much chance that you don't have a even surface. There's two ways to get rid of that. One is either you sand the entire plywood, which is going to cost you a bomb, or go for calibrated plywood where its thickness is guaranteed, but still the cost will be in the range of about 80 to 90 rupees per SFT. So if you're considering glossy laminate on top of plywood, probably you should go for 2 to 3 mm of MDF sandwiched with plywood and on top of that laminate, so that you get advantage of durability and strength from plywood and then evenness from the MDF. So that's about the plywood. Next up in the list we have blockboard. Blockboard is nothing but blocks of wood compressed together to form a sheet. That's it. And these are quite lightweight compared to any of the material in this range. And it is because of this lightness and then the sturdiness, you can use this for special purposes. I will tell you why. Since these are strips of wood, there is very less tendency that these sheets bend at any given place. So if you're talking about lengthy shutters, say even 8 feet or 9 feet of shutters, or say if you're talking about slider wardrobes or slider doors, wherein you have a hanging or standing sections of maybe 7 or above length, 7 feet or above length, these are the best material. The reason is, even in the heights of 7 feet or 8 feet, this stands straight. So either you hang them or you make them stand on wheels, doesn't matter. So if at all you have a choice, in case of slider wardrobes or any sliding doors, go for Blockwood, decorated on both the sides. That's the best material because it doesn't have any kind of bending. The best part is, the Blockwood is made out of usually the pine wood, and the very nature of pine wood is that it is naturally resistant to borers and termites. So you don't have to worry about treating it additionally with any of the termite resisting agents or anything. So there you go, pine wood Blockwood for your sliding doors or your sliding shutters. As I was telling, you can use this Blockwood for the entire carcass. But the problem is, once you start drilling holes or once you start inserting screws and nails, because of these gaps you might not get that strength as you might get it in either plywood or in case of MDF. So try restricting the usage of the Blockwood just to shutter salon. So there you go, you know where to use all these raw materials, you know the rough price range. If someone is saying something different, probably you should come back to this video, refer to this again, and then decide on the prices and all of those factors. So that's it about the entire raw materials range. The next video we'll be talking about the kind of hardwares and how you can use them. Keep watching and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you.